put it in the chat. We'll come back to it. What was your experience like? Tell us what that was like in the chat. So if you've ever experienced, I see some no's. If you've ever experienced a business loan before, it can be daunting, it can be frustrating, it can be cool, it can be like, oh my goodness, I've got all of this stuff. So it's a very interesting process. But what we're going to do is essentially go through this process with our new loan fund. We thought it's really important to go through this process, and this is recorded. So if you miss it, please let us know, but it will be recorded. We want to make sure that there's clarity. And part of this impact loan fund, our very own microloan product and soon to be other loan fund, is to really have a whole capital access program for women and minority owned folks in the city of Birmingham and the region, and specifically Black business owners with that focus. And so a lot of the things that we do are going to look a little bit differently. We're going to talk about the underwriting criteria today, what you should expect, the type of products that we're offering, and things of that nature. So again, like, share it in the chat. We're live. So we're so excited to essentially have some really great community and corporate sponsors who really see the need for capital access in the city of Birmingham and in the Birmingham region. And so we're so grateful to the PNC Bank and PNC Foundation, Community Foundation, Small Business Impact Grant, as well as Iberia Bank for their early partnership as well. These institutions are not the only institutions, but they are the ones that really begin to put their resources toward capital access. So we're extremely grateful for their partnership. So let's get into it. Why are we doing this? We have spoken and heard ad nauseum about access to capital. We are in a district with what people call micro businesses. I actually hate that term, but we understand that in order to develop, there must be capital, it must be equitable, all of those things. And so, with that being said, it's really important to think about, well, how do we begin to solve the issue? We're a place-based organization. We're interested in developing specific places, people, and businesses, but without sort of that engine, that oil, if you will, for the engine, nothing goes. And so that's why when we think about, why it's important, we do that. So our real first foray, after we spent months and even years engaging with our current community and other communities, we understood sort of the capital access need and saw a real need for the microloan space. Just some statistics is that even in Jefferson County, Black folks between mortgages and even home loans are still have a denial rate that's 2 times higher than our white counterparts, which is about on par, but still a little bit higher than the rest of the nation. Another sort of fact of despair, but an opportunity, is that we have the lowest business start rate for the amount of Black people that we have in the region. Brookings Institution calls this the minority share ratio. We have to ask why these things are. So there's a systemic, there's a social, and even personal challenges that sort of bar folks from getting what we need. And so we have to begin to fill that as an intermediary. And so one of the things that we're so excited to announce about this loan fund is our path to becoming a community development financial institution. That's a government designation for a nonprofit lender that really seeks to fill the gaps where some banks and some borrowers don't meet in the middle, and we believe in that. The other thing we should note is that we began this process of thinking about creative ways of accessing capital with Kiva. In Kiva Birmingham, we've had the 0% interest loan fund that we partner with the national organization, and we've done about 5 loans now. But even in that, we still want the flexibility to underwrite our own loans, particularly in the district and elsewhere. And so that what leads us to impact. Y'all with me? Most def. So if y'all, continue to like, share, all that good stuff. Now, so let's go into, we talked about why. Here's what everybody wants to know. I'm so pleased to announce that we really have a series of microloan products, and I'm going to go through each one through specificity so you understand what we're offering and really begin to understand how you can access some of these. Our first impetus for developing this loan fund is for the historic 4th Avenue Business District and Civil Rights District, and the larger neighborhood, Fountain Heights and Smithfield. This is the home, the place that we reside in, and this is the place that we really want to make sure there are resources for us. But outside of that, we've always been a servant of Birmingham, always been a safe place, always been a place for resources. So we will also be serving the city of Birmingham and later on more of the county and the region. So if you have any questions while we're doing this, we're going to have a lot of time for questions later, but go ahead and put them in the chat. And if you know someone that needs to understand this information, definitely let them know. So first would be the business expansion loans, right? Right now, you have to be a business located, either home-based or with a physical business address in the city of Birmingham. It is up to $10,000. And we have a preference for Main Street businesses, so physical brick and mortar businesses, as well as, we're okay with virtual and B2B businesses. And that application is what opens up November 15th. So I want to talk about, in general, why that is. One of the things that we saw in the market is that, we have some fantastic partners, and I'll talk about some of those partners later. But we really want to make sure that folks that are in place, that we keep folks in place. And this is what we really believe is an anti-displacement strategy, or essentially saying, how do we combat the negative effects of gentrification? And there's no better way than to have people still operating businesses in place. In order to do that, folks have to compete. They have to be capitalized in their businesses. They have to have support. They have to be able to expand their marketplace and get tools to do that. And so that's what we see here. Great fits for this particular product would be an expansion of equipment, of tools, even some working capital of what you would talk about. I need to, hire on someone so that, my business is expanding. I need to help build out. That's a great piece there. The other piece that is open only to our development district is district development loans. And so this will actually open up in January of 2022, and it goes up to $25,000. So we're extremely excited about bringing this product to really help fill vacant spaces, fill the renovation of this historic corridor. The one thing I'll also note here is that the interest rates, because of the vision of our partners, are 5% and under, and a maximum of 5 years. And so, these are very competitive rates that are really meant to get you started. It may not fund the whole of the project depending, but it will definitely give you some flexible and patient capital to work with. Also, forgivable loans, really specifically for our district as well, but specifically those legacy businesses launches in 2022 up to 5,000. And again, when you begin to blend that product with the district development loan, you begin to see sort of the financing strategy. The reason why we are launching the product, for those in the district who are watching, in January is because we have another exciting announcement that we're bringing to the 4th Avenue Business District in January, called the 4th Avenue Forward Fund, which will be a fantastic sort of addition will be a mini grant fund that will also accompany this. So there will be a full suite of development and business incentives for the historic district. This has not been done in recent times, and particularly not done in this way. So we're really excited about that. So if you are outside of the district, you would not qualify for the district development loans or the forgivable loans at this particular time. But it is something that is great for us. So if we go back now down to the city opportunities credit builder, one of the things that just personally pains me is to see folks charging $700 to get someone's business credit, you know. And I'm not against for folks consulting and charging used trusted professionals, but there are a lot of rackets and schemes going out there. And then some of us, let's just be real, we need to help prop up our personal and or business credit, but really our personal credit. And so we created this product called Credit Builder Loans. This is something that a few folks do across the nation that really say, man, I need to improve my personal credit. Here's $500 to $1,500 that I can pay back and report over 12 to 18 months. Now, let me just tell you, this is not, I want a quick 500. This is really to really help build your credit profile so that you can access other products. And then finally, something that our neighbors in the residential portion of Fountain Heights and Smithfield and even Titusville continue to talk about is access to capital as it pertains to their home. As we think about wealth building, asset building, and anti-displacement, we really have to think about residents. And so we're not probably going to be a CDFI like other CDFIs that does, extreme housing counseling and things of that nature. But we do want to introduce this product so that folks can hold on to their homes, make emergency repairs, and also continue to build their personal profile of wealth. So I think this is where we are today. The great thing about having a loan fund that is in-house, that is run by us internally, is that we are flexible and can update the products to better serve you. So I'm going to pause here and say, if you have any questions, comments, please let us know in the chat. If you know someone that should be on here, tag them in the chat. We want as many people to know about what we're doing. And I'll come in and we'll have the interactive portion a little bit later. So with that being said, let's talk about process. So number one, I just want to lift up everyone should be able to go to, great, I do see that comment. Yep, fantastic. So everyone should be able to go to our webpage and understand the process. But I really want to talk a little bit about the process because what really differentiates us is that we are governed by a community loan fund committee, which really means that this is the introduction of flexible underwriting into the market in a way that really values character. And so the hey, credit may not be this great, but what else can we do and what else do you have? So with that being said, number one, intake. And the other reason we have this is going to work a little differently. We are going to do intake. So many of you who are watching tonight, you contacted us on our website and say, hey, I'm interested. The reason that we do this is, from experience and from best practice, we want to make sure that the loan is the best fit for you, and we want to make sure that we have the opportunity to go with you and help you understand what it means to embark upon this loan, this financing journey. And also, there may be another solution that is better for you. in working with Kiva, there was a potential borrower. I mean, otherwise she would have been fantastic. But for the particular time, she needed another option. We were able to make a referral, a shout out to Saver Finance, and they were able to do it. For other folks, you may need to go to True Fund. You may need to go to Lift Fund. So that's the other key piece. We want to help you do whatever it is that you need to do. And we have a strong network of other CDFI partners and lenders. And we want to be able to help offer you the best available option. So that's why we really want to have a conversation. Then after that conversation, if we kind of mutually agree that moving forward with the application is in the best interest for you and your business, we'll send you another digital application. There's a reason why we just do not have an application there on the site, but we'll talk about everything that you need tonight. Then from there, we'll do underwriting or credit analysis. Then we'll take that to the loan fund committee. I'll talk about that in a second. There'll be a decision, and then we'll have servicing. The one piece about servicing is that it's not just going to be, oh, I pay you, and I'll never see you again. We really want to be with you as partners, as relationship folks, to say, hey, how can we help you? And so part of that will be an agreement to do social media updates as well as technical assistance. So we'll have someone come to your business to say, hey, how's everything going? What do you need? And then you'll be able to network with other loan fund recipients to see how we can work. Community is always best. So we're so excited to have a loan fund committee that can really help fight for folks and really do that. So we have Mr. Brandon Cleveland, who has worked in small business banking for many years and now works for a nonprofit in the city of Birmingham doing social services and financial literacy. He is a member of our board of directors and is the chair of this committee. We have a Fourth Avenue Business District representative, Antonia Martinez Ravel of Freedom Line Tours. We have Mr. Wesley Mendengal from PNC Bank, who's also worked for a CDFI and loan fund before, as well as being a commercial banker. So we're extremely grateful to have him. We are extremely grateful to have Ms. Tressa Bertrand, who is a Smithfield resident and also is a district volunteer and business owner. So we're extremely excited. And then also extremely excited to have Ms. Carolyn Hamill, who is our Fountain Heights resident. And so as you see, we value community and we value the ability for that to happen. So after we kind of say, hey, we've gone through this process, the committee will make a decision. And then with that decision, it won't be an opaque process because you have to think about it as a holistic lending program. So even if you come short, there's a reason and you won't be barred, too much further from there. And you'll be able to say, hey, here are the things that, we need to improve. Now, part of this process is a lot of, I won't say going back and forth, but a lot of effort placed between 1 and 2. We really, by the time we get to the application stage, of which we will sit with you and help you do, we really want to be sure that it's a good fit for you and that you're ready to take that next step. So we envision most of the folks making it to the committee going forward. But in the case that the committee sees something, or even in the case that it might be borderline and they want to push you over, there's still a long-term relationship. So again, remember to put your comments in the chat. I'm going to keep with the presentation so that we can get to questions and answers. So let's do a case study, right? And so one of the things that is really important that we do is continue to show you the process, right? So because our process is a mirror of other processes at other financial institutions. And I want to say that because the benefit of having, myself, and Mr. Holloway, and others who've been in banking and others who've worked in community development is that it's a mirror process and you say, okay, well, this is how it works. And so it's just really a holistic thing. So I'm going to put two definitions in the chat so that you can just have it as a resource, look at it on your own time, and then you can begin to, uh, kind of figure out a few things. So I'm going to go through a real loan, well, a fictitious loan, to see how it might be available, to you. So let me pull up this screen. All right, so fantastic. So, all right, I want everyone to pay attention here. Okay, so this is a very good example of sort of the sliding scale and the innovations in underwriting. Typically, we looked at every one of these boxes and was like, well, where are African American business owners and people in the state of Alabama? Where's their median? One of the reasons that many products can be exclusive is because they're not taking into account sort of where the population is. And so we really want to be very specific and careful about that and really create ways to help folks get capital and then continue to grow responsibly, but also creatively. And I also will say that we're not alone in this. In Arkansas, there's something called the Amani Fund. There are folks, CDFIs across the nation, who are finally really waking up and doing some different things, even in market. Our partners like Sabre Finance, our partners like True Fund with the SOAR product and Lift Fund are really beginning to figure out how we can get capital to you. So we see ourselves just as a part of that equation. So let's say you are a food business owner and your personal credit, and we can talk more about business credit and all that kind of stuff. Your personal credit is, let's just say it's a 490, medical, some other things popped off, so you will get a 1 point. So the way to read this box is you can jump across the boxes, but it's horizontal. Let's say that maybe you haven't owned your business for, over 5 years, but you've been a supervisor, if you worked in the industry for 7 years. That will be a credit to you. Now let's say that your debt to income ratio, check the link, is a little bit high, because of, and that relates to credit score. And we'll talk about the things that we'll need in terms of application in just a second here. Let's just say it's a little bit high. You'll get 2 points. Time in business, you've got management experience, but you've really kind of in that core startup phase. You'll get 2 points. Let's say you don't have tax returns yet, right? You're still trying to figure that out, but you've got some projections and some score statements that you've been doing. You won't be counted out, but you'll get 1 point. And we'll have a whole nother workshop on global debt service coverage, but essentially your ability to repay the loan, right? Your income over your debt. We'll look at it on a monthly perspective. We'll look at your current income, all sources your debt, and adding, the new debt you're going to take on, and see if it cash flows. Let's say that ratio, numerator over denominator, is, like a 0.9, right? So you'll get 1 point. So we're kind of there. Let's say that you are locating in a zip code that's low and moderate income, and you're, providing healthy food options. And let's say you just finished an accelerator program, right? You'll get 3 points. And then let's also say that you yourself have about like a moderate level of income. So you'll get 2 points. You would come out as an 18 and you would be in the second band and you would be really around moderate risk, right? And with that, you would qualify for a loan. So with that qualification, you would qualify for a 4% interest rate and you would have to meet with a business advisor twice a month for the first 6 months. And also, you would still qualify for the micro grants for accounting and other things that you might need for your business. So, in an ordinary circumstance, this would almost be a killer that you wouldn't have tax returns, that you would have a 490 credit score. But if you've gone through the Birmingham, or you've gone through Create Birmingham or Enterprise, and you can demonstrate and have a good story, that's where the loan committee would look at this 18, make a decision based on all the documents you have provided. So let's talk about some of the documents, right? Obviously, credit score. So right now, we can pull, but we prefer you go to a partner like Operation Hope so that you can also bring that relationship. So that'd be a key part. We want you to, if you have a resume, that helps us for experience. The credit report should be detailed so we can calculate debt to income ratio. The more information you provide is better for you. Your business license, financial statements, projections, square statements, year-to-date financials, and then if you have a customer that vouches for you, accelerator, and then also if you have, and then there's a sort of a income certification that we'll be able to see through that. And that's really it. So one of the other things we were really thoughtful and continue will be thoughtful and open about is how to make the loan process much better. We are not trying to get away from rigor, but we do believe that it does not take a whole bunch of time to make a credit decision. And we believe that this process can be more streamlined with important documentation. Again, we're not trying to go away from rigor. We want to be very responsible, but we really want to make sure that we're developing the community, getting the money out, and building paperwork as we go on. So that is a good representation of what it looked like. And as I sort of conclude this piece, you'll begin to see how important that is. So that's our case study. So just a little bit about our team. My boss, Ivan, founded Seedco Financial in the local marketplace, ran the Alabama market for 15 years. So he's extremely experienced at this. And so we love that about him and his experience. Carla Youngblood will be managing the operation servicing, making sure that that's a flawless experience. You'll be talking to me and Ashley a whole bunch. I'll be a loan officer doing the credit analysis, and Miss Ashley Menora, who's just joined us, for many of you got an email from, will be doing a lot of that initial intake consultation. So, what you should expect is that we are a online process. But if you have trouble with being online, you can come to our office and we've got computer stations. So the only thing we ask is that you just be tech willing. From a processing standpoint, the loan fund committee meets every month. And so we look to go through the underwriting period, 3 to 5 days. So I'm gonna just tell you, if you don't have the very simple list of documents, then it will take you longer, and we will not wait forever. We will just tell you to apply next month, because our goal is to get the money out, help develop the community. So we will be loving with you, patient, but we will tell you to apply next month if you did not provide documents in a timely fashion, because it's only fair to the others in the pipeline. But we will have monthly opportunities so that when you look from intake to disbursement, you're looking at, about a a maximum of a 40 to 45 day period, which is really quick comparative to other traditional term business loans. So with that being said, that concludes my presentation. We're going to open it up for questions and comments. So this is how, this really has to work. I need everybody to post in the chat and say, hey, I need you to, answer this question. So I'm going to pull some in the comments and in the chat. And if you have any questions, please let us know. So Omar asks, what streets qualify for development loans? So our development district right now is 15th to 18th, second to Reverend Abraham Woods. And so that is the key piece of district development in the Civil Rights and 4th Avenue Main Street area. So essentially that is what, our normal square box. In 2022, we'll have other discussions about expanded and other boundaries, but we really want to create something specific for the clients that we primarily serve. So that would be the first question. All right, other questions, folks? This is interactive. I am searching. Fantastic. So I'm going to go over a few other, things. Is that just to really reiterate, the business expansion loans are up to 10,000, and the district development loans are specific to the Civil Rights and 4th Avenue Business District. And the home improvement loans are to Fountain Heights and Smithfield community, and also parts of North Side. These things will expand, so we're just kicking it off. What's available is citywide, City of Birmingham loans. We do realize that we are in Jefferson County and Shelby County, and so as we go into 2022, we will be able to expand that. But it's really important for us to serve the City of Birmingham, and really, really important for us to serve this beautiful district, the Civil Rights District. So if you fall in those two eligibility categories, you'll be there. So again, put your comments, questions in the chat. Type them if you're on Facebook Live, YouTube, or LinkedIn. I'll be able to see them and pull them up. I'll wait for maybe 2 to 3 more minutes for any questions. This will be recorded and archived on YouTube, so you'll be able to review it and things of that nature. So we're really excited about the opportunity to do this. Applications begin on the 15th, which really means that for those of you who we'll meet with, you'll be able to come in and apply. Again, going back to this intake piece, we want to talk with everybody to make sure that it's a good fit. You're ready. We're going to go through some personal numbers, so things you should be ready. If you have financial statements or just merchants, Square, Clover, anything, calendar, sheets, logs, prepare for that. Also, I have a Calendly, so you can schedule a meeting there. And of course, you can also walk in, right? And we will help you through that process. But we really want to make sure that you have the most information, and also have the ability to connect with others and other institutions who may be a better fit for you. All right. Do we have any other questions? And y'all are okay, great. Well, with that being said, you can again find us here, contact us here in the chat. Also, we're going to be doing these every month, and probably we're going to do it a few more times over the next month or so. But we'll be doing these application workshops every month, and we'll also really kind of focus on a specific piece of the underwriting process, talking about debt service coverage, talking about credit. But we are, having a flexible underwriting product, and we hope to help develop the community. So, with that being said, on behalf of the Urban Impact team, thank you so much. Thank you for spending part of your Veterans Day with us tonight to learn a little bit more. If this was valuable to you, share, get in contact with us. Our information's in the chat, and really reach out to us. I mean, we really want to be helpful and help move some things forward in the city and in our district and in your neighborhood. So with that, happy Veterans Day, and we'll see you all later. Thank you.
I don't know about you, but this is exciting. And I guess you have to actually sit in my office and see me praying and crying all at the same time, trying to figure out how we can create a better opportunity and create a place that I believe builds on the legacy that so many people fought, bled, and died for, to be just embraced as